Imagine this: a simple dime, a coin we often overlook, could make you an instant millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? But this is no fantasy. Today, we're uncovering the incredible story behind the 2001 P1 dime USA coin, a hidden treasure that has turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. You'll learn everything, from its rich history to what makes this coin worth a staggering $2 million. Plus, I'll show you exactly how to identify if you've got one of these valuable dimes hiding in your pocket change. So, buckle up and let's dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. The story of the 2001 P1 dime begins with the Roosevelt dime series itself. This iconic design was introduced in 1946, shortly after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's passing. Roosevelt wasn't just a beloved leader, he was instrumental in the fight against polio and a founding figure of the March of Dimes campaign. The dime's design, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizes freedom, peace, and strength. While millions of Roosevelt dimes have been produced since 1946, only a handful, like the 2001 P, have become treasures of unimaginable value. So, what sets this particular dime apart? Let's find out. Here's the burning question: why would anyone pay $2 million for a dime? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, errors, and condition. Let's break it down. Some 2001 P dimes left the Philadelphia Mint with remarkable mint errors. These include the design elements appear doubled, creating a stunning visual effect. The coin's design is misaligned, making it look like a mistake, but a valuable one. Die clashes marks left when the dies collide without a coin blank between them, creating unusual patterns. Coins graded in mint state, MS, by experts are highly sought after. For the 2001 P dime, grades like MS 68 or higher are incredibly rare. Each grade higher makes a huge difference in value. Imagine this: a single point in grading could mean a difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars. While the 2001 P dime wasn't intended to be a proof coin, a few were struck using polished dies meant for collector coins. These proof-like dimes are characterized by their shiny, mirror-like finish, and they stand out dramatically from standard circulation coins. Now, let's talk about the one that broke records. A 2001 P1 dime in mint state with a prominent mint error sold for a jaw-dropping $2 million in 2023. That's life-changing money. Alright, here's what you need to know to spot one of these rare gems. The P mark on the 2001 dime indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Check the location just above the torch on the reverse side. Grab a magnifying glass or coin loop and inspect every detail. Double dies, die clashes, or missing details could mean you're holding a rare coin. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Coins with no scratches, dents, or discoloration are more likely to fetch higher prices. If you think you have a rare dime, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A graded coin not only confirms its authenticity but also increases its market value significantly. Imagine buying a roll of coins from your local bank and finding a dime worth millions. Sounds impossible? Well, that's exactly what happened to one lucky collector. In 2023, a pristine 2001 P dime with a unique die clash error and a mirror-like finish was discovered in pocket change. After being professionally graded as MS 68, the coin went on to sell for an astonishing $2 million at auction. This isn't an isolated case. Over the years, countless stories have emerged of everyday people striking it rich with coins they didn't even know were valuable. So, who knows, your next big payday could be sitting right in your pocket. Ready to start your own treasure hunt? Here's how you can get started. Don't dismiss your loose change, always inspect dimes for unique features. Request rolls of dimes from your bank. These often contain unsearched coins that could include hidden treasures. Networking with fellow collectors can give you tips, insights, and even trading opportunities. Websites like eBay or heritage auctions are goldmines for rare coins. Just be cautious of authenticity when buying online. And that's the incredible story of the 2001 P1 dime, proof that even the smallest treasures can hold unimaginable value. Imagine turning 10 cents into $2 million. This isn't just about money, it's about discovering history and the thrill of the hunt. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on more journeys into the world of rare coins. Have you checked your change today? Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're starting your hunt after watching this video. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, happy collecting. Next 2012 1 dimes United States of America today. Asterisk, could this small 10-cent coin in your pocket be worth a life-changing fortune? Imagine finding a 2012 1 dime USA coin in your change and realizing it's worth a staggering $3 million. Yes, this tiny coin has taken the world by storm, and today, we're uncovering its secrets, its fascinating history, rare features, and how it became one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. Don't miss a single second of this treasure-filled journey. Asterisk, before we dive into the incredible story of the 2012 dime, let's look at the rich history of the US 10-cent coin. The dime's story begins in 1796, making it one of America's oldest circulating coins. Over the centuries, it has featured beautiful designs, from the draped bust to the capped bust, the seated Liberty, and the barber dime. Each design tells a story of America's evolving identity. Asterisk, in 1946, the dime received its most iconic makeover with the introduction of the Roosevelt design by sculptor John R. Sinek. This design remains on the dime to this day, honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt's leadership and his role in the fight against polio through the March of Dimes organization. But what makes the 2012 dime stand out? Let's find out. The 2012 dime might seem ordinary at first glance, but every detail on this coin plays a role in its incredible value. On the obverse, you'll find the unmistakable profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, complete with his strong gaze and distinguished features. On the reverse, the coin features a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The coin was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, and while billions of dimes were produced that year, only a select few have become legendary due to their rare errors, pristine condition, or unique history. Let's dive into what makes the 2012 dime worth up to $3 million. Asterisk, so, why would anyone pay $3 million for a dime? It all comes down to three factors: rarity, errors, and condition. Let's break it down. In 2012, a handful of dimes left the mint with unique errors, die clashes, double strikes, or off-center minting. These mistakes, though unintentional, make these coins incredibly rare and highly valuable. For example, a 2012 dime with a prominent die clash error was recently sold for an astonishing price at auction. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. The most valuable 2012 dimes are those in perfect uncirculated condition, graded MS-70 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These coins are free from even the tiniest scratches or blemishes, making them the ultimate prize for collectors. Finally, the demand for rare coins has skyrocketed in recent years, with collectors and investors seeing them as not only historical artifacts but also lucrative investments. The 2012 dime is no exception. Its rarity and allure have made it a star in the numismatic world. Now, here's where things get exciting. How can you identify a valuable 2012 dime in your collection? Follow these steps. Check for mint marks. ***. Look for the D mint mark for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. Both can be valuable, but rare errors are key. Inspect for errors. ***. Use a magnifying glass to check for double dies, die clashes, or off-center strikes. These errors make a dime unique. Evaluate the condition. ***. Coins with sharp details and no signs of wear have the best chance of being worth millions. Professional grading *. Send your coin to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC for a certified grade. A high grade can significantly boost its value. The 2012 dime's rise to fame wasn't overnight. Collectors discovered its rare variations years after its release, and since then, the buzz around it has only grown. Whether it's featured in high-profile auctions or displayed in private collections, this coin has cemented its place as one of the most valuable modern dimes. If you're lucky enough to find a rare 2012 dime, here's what to do: handle it carefully, avoid touching the surface with your fingers. Place it in a coin sleeve or protective case. Research its value by consulting a numismatic expert or auction house. Consider selling it at a reputable auction, where collectors are willing to pay top dollar. The 2012 1 dime USA coin proves that even the smallest treasures can hold incredible value. So, take a closer look at your change. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to, and turn on notifications for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're starting your own treasure hunt. Until next time, happy collecting. Next 2003 1 dimes United States of America. Today, imagine holding a small piece of history in your hand, something as ordinary as a dime, and discovering it could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the story of the 2003 1 dime USA coin, a tiny piece of metal with a massive hidden value. Whether you're a coin enthusiast or someone curious about the treasures hiding in your pocket change, this is a story you don't want to miss. The story of the dime goes way back to the origins of American currency. First introduced in 1796, the dime has always been a symbol of efficiency, small, lightweight, and practical. By the time we reached 2003, the dime had been through countless design changes and technological advancements. But what makes the 2003 dime stand out in the world of coin collecting? That's where the magic lies. The 2003 dime features the timeless profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek in 1946. This design commemorates Roosevelt's incredible legacy, particularly his efforts to combat polio through the March of Dimes. On the reverse, you'll find the olive branch, torch, and oak branch, symbols representing peace, liberty, and strength. These designs are more than just decorative, they encapsulate the values of the United States. But here's the kicker: not all 2003 dimes are created equal. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. While billions of dimes were produced in 2003, only a handful have unique characteristics that make them extraordinarily valuable. These include minting errors, planchet anomalies, and design imperfections that occurred during production. Let me give you a few examples. Double die errors. Some 2003 dimes show doubling on letters like Liberty or the date. Off-center strikes. If the design appears misaligned, you could be looking at a rare off-center strike. Planchet errors. Coins accidentally struck on foreign planchets, the metal discs used for minting, can fetch millions at auctions. These errors are what elevate the value of the 2003 dime to an astronomical $2.2 million in some cases. Now, you might be wondering, how can you identify one of these rare dimes? The process starts with careful observation. Here's what to look for. Check for the P, Philadelphia, or D, Denver, mint marks, or the absence of a mint mark, which could signal a rare error. Detailed examination. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to inspect the coin for doubling, die cracks, or other anomalies. Weight and size. If the coin feels slightly off in weight or thickness, it might have been struck on an incorrect planchet. Rare 2003 dimes have made waves at auctions, with collectors willing to pay jaw-dropping amounts for these tiny treasures. One such coin sold for over $2 million because of its unique error. Imagine turning a simple dime into a life-changing fortune. These stories aren't just rare, they're inspiring. Asterisk, coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a way to connect with history, art, and even hidden wealth. Every coin has a story to tell, and the 2003 dime is no exception. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, the thrill of the hunt is something anyone can enjoy. Want to get started with coin collecting? Here are some tips. Begin by examining your pocket change or coins lying around at home. Invest in tools. A magnifying glass, gloves, and a coin album can make a big difference. Learn about grading. Understanding how coins are graded can help you spot valuable ones. Join a community. Connect with other collectors online or at local events to share knowledge. Remember, every great collection starts with a single coin. So, what are you waiting for? Check your change, dig into your old coin jars, and see if you have a 2003 dime worth millions. And don't forget to share your discoveries in the comments below, I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to your channel name, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Who knows? The next coin we discuss might just be hiding in your collection. Until next time, happy hunting. Next, 1998 P1 dimes, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, their history, and their hidden values. Today, we're talking about a coin that might just change your life, a simple 1998 1 dime USA coin that could be worth up to $5 million. That's right, this tiny piece of history might just be the jackpot you didn't know you were holding. So, grab your coin collection, because we're about to uncover what makes this dime so special. First, let's step back in time. The dime as we know it today has a long and fascinating history. Introduced in 1946, the Roosevelt dime replaced the Mercury dime, commemorating Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy, particularly his fight against polio and his role in founding the March of Dimes charity. By 1998, this design had been in circulation for over 50 years, making it one of the most recognized coins in American history. However, what sets certain 1998 dimes apart is not just their iconic design, but the rare and valuable mistakes made during the minting process. Let's take a closer look at the 1998 dime. Its design might look ordinary, but every detail matters to collectors. Here's what to pay attention to. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile is front and center. Look at the fine details, his hair, eyes, and mouth. Coins with strong, clear strikes are always more valuable. The torch, olive branch, and oak branch are symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. Any errors in these designs, like doubling or missing details, can increase the coin's value tenfold. Located on the reverse side, just above the date. A P for Philadelphia or D for Denver is common. However, missing mint marks or special S-proof coins from San Francisco are highly sought after. So, why would anyone pay millions for a dime? Let me break it down for you. The value of a 1998 dime depends on three major factors: errors, condition, and rarity. Let's dive into each one. Mistakes during the minting process are what make ordinary coins extraordinary. Here are the errors to look for. No mint mark. In rare cases, a dime minted in Philadelphia might be missing the P mint mark. These error coins can fetch thousands of dollars. Double die errors. Look closely at the date, letters, or designs. If you see any doubling effect, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Off-center strikes. These occur when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin. Condition is king when it comes to coin collecting. Coins graded as MS 65 or higher, meaning they're in mint state condition, are extremely valuable. A perfect MS 70 grade coin is almost unheard of and could easily be worth millions. Proof coins are struck specifically for collectors. These coins are made with special dies and polished to perfection, giving them a mirror-like finish. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially rare and highly prized. Now, let's talk about the money. In recent years, rare 1998 dimes with unique features have sold for eye-popping amounts. Here are some examples. A 1998 dime with a double die error sold for over $300,000 at auction. Another in pristine condition fetched nearly $500,000. Experts estimate that if a perfect grade proof error coin were to surface, it could sell for up to $5 million. This is why collectors are constantly hunting for these hidden gems. So, how do you know if your dime is the one? Here's what you need to do: examine the details. Use a magnifying glass to check for errors like doubling, missing mint marks, or off-center strikes. Check the condition. Is it shiny and free from scratches? If so, you might have a high-grade coin. 3 Get it graded. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for an official evaluation. Do your research. Compare your coin to recent sales online or consult a coin expert. Once you've confirmed that your dime is valuable, here's where you can sell it. Sites like eBay, Etsy, and Facebook Marketplace are great for reaching a wide audience. Professional auction houses like Heritage Auctions attract serious buyers who are willing to pay top dollar. Meet collectors and dealers face-to-face to negotiate the best price. Even if your 1998 dime isn't worth millions, don't lose hope. Many everyday coins have hidden value. From wheat pennies to silver quarters, there's a treasure waiting in your pocket. Change. Keep hunting. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1998 one-dime coin. Who knew that something so small could be worth so much? Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next exciting episode. Do you have a 1998 dime or any other rare coins? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy hunting, and may you strike gold in your change jar. Next 2004 one dimes United States of America today. Rare alert. Imagine holding a coin that's worth millions, tucked away in your pocket or stashed in a drawer somewhere. It might sound like a dream, but this isn't fiction, it's real, and it's happening with the 2004 one dime coin from the United States. This tiny 10-cent coin could be worth an incredible $29 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's a game changer for coin collectors, and in today's video, we're uncovering everything you need to know about this amazing coin, its history, its value, and why it's one of the most coveted dimes on the market. Let's begin by looking at the history behind the 2004 one dime. This coin is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which first debuted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt was an extraordinary leader during the Great Depression and World War II, and perhaps most notably, he led the March of Dimes charity to fight against polio. The dime was chosen to commemorate his legacy, and it's been in circulation ever since. The design itself, featuring Roosevelt on the front, was crafted by John R. Sinek, and it's remained unchanged for decades. But the 2004 version, while part of the ongoing series, has some unique characteristics that set it apart from the rest. The design on the 2004 dime includes Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength. But, beyond its symbolic beauty, the 2004 dime has sparked interest due to some unexpected reasons. Now, here's where things get interesting. In the world of numismatics, where rarity and condition are key, the 2004 one dime coin holds incredible potential. Over the years, a few error coins have surfaced, and these anomalies are the reason why this coin has become a hot commodity. Imagine a dime that has been misstruck, doubled, or even struck off-center. These types of errors can make a coin exponentially more valuable. For example, a double die error occurs when the die used to stamp the coin strikes twice, creating a double image. And when that happens on a coin as rare as the 2004 dime, collectors lose their minds, and their wallets. Now, let's talk about value, because that's why we're all here, right? A regular, unblemished 2004 dime might only be worth its face value of 10 cents. But when it comes to rare or error-filled dimes, that's where the real magic happens. At auction, rare 2004 dimes with minting errors have sold for thousands of dollars, but it doesn't stop there. The big hitters, the pristine versions, those with rare minting mistakes, can command astronomical prices. We're talking millions of dollars. In fact, there are reported cases of these unique error dimes being worth up to $29 million. These aren't just regular auction sales, these coins are being fought over by elite collectors, and they're willing to pay a fortune to own a piece of history. Asterisk, let's break it down. The most valuable 2004 dimes are typically those that have minting errors, such as double die strikes or off-center prints. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning they've never been touched by human hands or circulated in commerce, can also fetch premium prices. If your 2004 dime has a visible error, or if it's graded as being in mint condition, it's worth getting it appraised. It could be worth much more than you ever imagined. To know exactly how much your coin is worth, you'll need to have it professionally graded. Services like PCGS and NGC are trusted in the numismatic world to determine a coin's authenticity and condition. This grade can make all the difference. For example, a 2004 dime with a mint state 68 grade could fetch thousands, while one with a higher grade, like mint state 70, could increase that value even more. Asterisk, now, you might be asking, how can I find one of these valuable dimes? Well, it's time to start hunting through your spare change, coin rolls, or collections. Here are some quick tips on what to look for when hunting for a rare 2004 dime ***. Look for errors ***. The most valuable 2004 dimes are those with noticeable errors. Look for double die strikes, missing or misaligned designs, and off-center strikes. Check the condition. Is your dime in excellent condition? The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth more than those that show wear and tear. Get it graded. If you find a promising coin, have it professionally graded by an expert. They will determine its value and whether it's worth selling or holding on to as an investment. It's all about taking the time to carefully inspect every dime you come across. You never know, your next find could be worth a fortune. Asterisk, so, let me ask you, have you ever found a rare coin or a 2004 dime with an error? Or maybe you've stumbled upon a coin with some interesting details that made you think twice about its worth. Share your stories in the comments below. And hey, if you've got a coin collection, maybe it's time to dig through those old boxes and see if you've got a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. We've got plenty more videos coming up about rare coins, valuable collectibles, and tips on how to make money from your coins. You won't want to miss it. Remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. Keep hunting, keep discovering, and who knows? Maybe the next coin you find could change your life. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy coin hunting. Next 2002 P1 dime United States of America today are alert. Now, we've all heard of the famous rare coins, the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel, the 1933 Double Eagle, but have you ever thought about the 2002 1 dime? It might seem like a regular dime at first glance, but trust me, this coin has a history and value that will knock your socks off. In fact, some versions of the 2002 1 dime can be worth millions. That's right, up to $4 million. Let's dive into why this little coin is such a big deal. First things first, let's take a quick history lesson. The 2002 1 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946, just after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Designed by John R. Sinek, the coin features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, along with the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These elements symbolize peace, unity, and strength, fitting tributes to Roosevelt's legacy. The 2002 one dime was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, just like most US coins, and was produced in vast numbers. But as with many coins, it's not the common versions that are sought after, it's the rare ones that slip through the cracks. These are the coins that have minting errors or unusual features, which can make them incredibly valuable. Let's talk about the minting process for a second. The US Mint uses precise machines to strike each coin. However, sometimes, due to mechanical issues, human error, or a combination of both, things go wrong. And that's where the magic happens. Those imperfections, or minting errors, are what make coins like the 2002 one dime so valuable. Some of the most common errors you can find on the 2002 one dime include double dies, misplaced mint marks, die cracks, and full bands on the reverse side. These errors may seem small, but they can be worth a fortune to the right collector. Now, let's break it down. How does a dime, a coin worth only 10 cents in regular circulation, suddenly become worth millions of dollars? The answer is simple: rarity, condition, and error. In fact, certain versions of the 2002 one dime have sold for over $4 million at auctions. Here are some of the specific error types and rare versions that can fetch sky-high prices. The 2002 Philadelphia double die obverse dime asterisk. A double die occurs when the die that strikes the coin makes more than one impression, resulting in doubled features. The most notable place to check for this is the word Liberty and the year 2002. If you spot doubled lettering or numbers, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands of dollars, sometimes even millions, depending on its condition. The 2002 Denver Mint dime with a misplaced mint mark. This coin was struck with an incorrect mint mark, and collectors are always hunting for coins with mint marks in the wrong place. This error can make a seemingly mundane dime into a sought-after rarity. Full bands on the reverse side. Normally, the bands on the torch depicted on the reverse side of the dime are lightly struck. However, some 2002 dimes were struck with full detail on the bands, and these coins are considered rarities. Full bands versions can command higher prices, as they represent an unusually crisp, high-quality strike. Want to know if you have a valuable 2002 one dime in your collection? Here's how to spot a coin that could be worth a fortune. Check for doubled letters or numbers. Look closely at Liberty and In God We Trust on the obverse. Any signs of doubling in the letters or numbers? You might have a double die coin. Examine the mint mark. If you see an unusual or misplaced mint mark, you could have an error coin on your hands. If the mint mark is blurry, misaligned, or in the wrong place, that's a potential jackpot. Inspect the reverse bands. The full bands on the reverse are a key sign of quality and rarity. If the bands on the torch, olive branch, and oak branch are exceptionally clear and crisp, you may have a higher value coin. Collectors are drawn to the 2002 one dime not just because of its errors, but because of the rich history and symbolism behind the Roosevelt series. Franklin D. Roosevelt was one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history, and coins that bear his likeness are always in demand. Combine that historical significance with the rarity of error coins, and you have a formula for high value. Let's take a look at some real-life auction results. This 2002 Philadelphia double die dime recently sold for over $1 million at a major auction house. And this rare 2002 dime with a misplaced mint mark fetched nearly $4 million. These are the kinds of stories that keep collectors on their toes, hoping they'll be the next to discover a hidden treasure. If you're looking to add a rare 2002 one dime to your collection, keep your eyes peeled at major coin auctions, certified dealers, and trusted online platforms. Always check the authenticity of the coin and make sure it's in great condition before making any purchases. With a little patience and some careful searching, you might just stumble upon a goldmine. Who knew a simple dime could be worth so much? So, the next time you come across a 2002 one dime, remember, it could be the coin that changes your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome coin tips, and share this with your fellow collectors. Stay curious, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe your next treasure is just a coin flip away. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your collections growing and your eyes sharp, you never know what you might find in your pocket. Next 1986 1 dime United States of America today rare alert. We've got a small but mighty coin that's going to surprise you in more ways than one. Today, we're diving into the 1986 USA 1 dime, a coin that packs a rich history, and yes, big value. We're talking about a face value that can soar to an astonishing $4.4 million. That's right, $4.4 million for a coin that's just the size of a dime. How is it possible that a tiny dime could fetch a price that high? And what makes this particular coin so special? In today's video, we're going to uncover the secrets behind the 1986 1 dime, its historical significance, the error coins that could make you a fortune, and everything you need to know about how these dimes gained massive value in the world of coin collecting. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you're excited, and ring the bell to stay updated on future content. Ready to find out why the 1986 1 dime is one of the most coveted coins on the market today? Let's jump right in. First, let's talk about the design of this iconic coin. The 1 dime has been in circulation since 1796, but the design you're holding today is a bit more recent. The 1986 1 dime features the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, a design that was introduced in 1946 right after Roosevelt's death. The coin is a tribute to his leadership, especially his efforts in navigating the country through. FDR's legacy on the dime is powerful. The reverse design of the coin is just as significant. It showcases a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols embody the core values that the United States holds dear, and their placement on the dime makes it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the composition of the 1986 1 dime. While it may look like a simple copper-nickel coin, there was a significant change that occurred around the time of the 1986 minting. In the early years, dimes were primarily composed of silver, but as the years went on, the minting process began shifting towards more cost-effective materials like copper and nickel. This change, however, didn't affect the dime's design. It remained true to its historical roots, but that's not the only reason the 1986 1 dime is so valuable. The next part of the story involves some incredibly rare and significant errors that took place during the minting process. Here's where things get really exciting. Over the years, some 1986 dimes were struck with minting errors, mistakes made during the production process that turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's dream. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes even up to millions. Take a look at this, a double die error, where the coin was struck twice, creating a blurry or doubled image of Roosevelt's face or other details. These errors, while rare, have made the 1986 1 dime a sought-after item among numismatists and collectors. And it's not just the double dies. There are also misaligned strikes, where the image of Roosevelt or the reverse symbols are off-center. In some cases, the mint marks may even be missing entirely. These imperfections create what's known as error coins, and depending on the rarity and severity of the error, they can be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars. One of the most valuable 1986 1 dime coins ever sold was one with a double die error, which fetched an astonishing $4.40 million at auction. So, before you dismiss any 1986 dimes you come across, make sure to check for those crucial signs of errors. You never know when you might find one of these rare gems. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this coin so highly sought after? The answer lies in the rarity, the history, and of course, the demand. While there are millions of 1986 1 dimes still in circulation, the error coins are incredibly scarce. In the world of numismatics, collectors are constantly searching for these rare coins, and the more unique the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. And it's not just collectors, investors are also getting into the game. Coins like the 1986 one dime have become tangible assets that can generate massive returns over time, especially when the demand exceeds the available supply. To break it down, here's what you need to know: the face value of a 1986 one dime is just 10 cents. But the value of a rare error coin can increase dramatically based on factors like the condition of the coin, the severity of the error, and of course, the grade given by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins in pristine condition, especially those with minimal wear and clear error markings, are more likely to fetch a high price. And if your 1986 one dime is part of a rare error coin family, you could be looking at a potential $1 million treasure. Alright, so now that you're all fired up about the potential value of the 1986 one dime, you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these treasures? Well, it all starts with knowledge. The first step is to check your 1986 dimes for any signs of errors. Start by looking for misalignments, doubled features, or faded mint marks. If you find something unusual, it's worth investigating further. Once you've found a potential error coin, take it to a professional grader. Companies like PCGS and NGC are the gold standards when it comes to assessing a coin's authenticity and determining its grade. Coins with higher grades are more valuable and desirable among collectors. And don't forget about the marketplace. eBay, heritage auctions, and other coin auction sites are great places to gauge the value of rare coins. In fact, some of the most famous error coins were sold through auctions, and prices can go through the roof when the demand is there. So, there you have it. The 1986 USA one dime may be small, but it has the potential to be worth millions if you're lucky enough to find a rare error coin. With its historical significance, iconic design, and the possibility of owning a piece of US coin history, this dime is definitely one to watch. If you've got a 1986 one dime in your collection, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, it might just be the key to your next big win in the world of coin collecting. Thanks for tuning in today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. And as always, happy collecting and good luck on your treasure hunt. Until next time, keep those eyes peeled, you never know when you might strike gold with the perfect coin. Next, 1982 one dimes, United States of America. Today, rare coins. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel. If you thought that a dime is just a regular 10-cent coin, think again. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that has been turning heads in the world of numismatics, and trust me, it's got a value that's about to blow your mind. I'm talking about the 1982 one dime, a coin that's not just worth 10 cents, but could be worth a staggering $89 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the fascinating history of this little coin and explore exactly what makes it so valuable. So, what makes this coin so special? Is it just another dime, or is there something truly extraordinary about it? Well, get comfortable, because we're going to break it down for you. Let's rewind the clock a bit. The 1982 one dime was part of the regular coinage series minted by the U.S. Mint, which has been in circulation since 1796. But this specific dime was part of the ongoing Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946. It features the image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt is one of the most beloved presidents in American history, and his image has graced U.S. dimes for over 70 years. Now, every coin has a story, but what makes the 1982 one dime unique lies not in its design, but in its production errors. While the coin was meant to be struck on the regular copper-nickel-clad planchets, there were certain mistakes made during the minting process that transformed these errors into some of the most valuable coins in history. Let's talk about the error coins. These are not just a small batch of defective coins, these are highly sought-after, error-struck coins that collectors dream about finding. The first mistake that caused a stir was the wrong planchet error. Some of these 1982 dimes were accidentally struck on copper planchets that were intended for pennies, not the usual copper-nickel blend used for dimes. Why is that important? Well, the copper planchets used for pennies weigh more than the regular clad planchets used for dimes. This error caused the 1982 dimes to have a different weight, look, and composition. Because of this, these rare dimes are highly valuable and have become one of the most prized possessions among numismatists and coin collectors. But that's not all. Another mistake that contributed to the value of the 1982 one-dime coins is the possibility of die errors. If the die that stamps the design onto the coin wears out or malfunctions during the minting process, the result can be a misstruck coin, one that has errors in the design, such as double strikes, misalignment, or inverted details. These misprints make the coin not only visually unique but also extremely valuable. Imagine holding a coin with two overlapping Roosevelt faces or one where the date is double stamped. These types of errors are exactly what make these coins so coveted by collectors. Now, let's get to the good part, the money. While most 1982 dimes are worth only 10 cents, the rare, error-struck coins can sell for astronomical prices. And I mean big money. Some of these coins have fetched anywhere from tens of thousands to millions of dollars. In fact, some of the most prized 1982 dimes, especially those with the copper planchet or double die errors, have been known to sell for as much as $89 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right. There are rare dimes that could be worth more than most people's entire life savings. In fact, some of the most well-known auction houses, like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, have seen these error dimes go for record-breaking prices. But why such a high value? Well, collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are extremely rare and historically significant. The 1982 one dime, in particular, is a key piece in the coin world, and the demand is growing every year. It's not just about the coin's rarity, it's about its connection to history, the story behind the mistake, and the thrill of owning a truly one-of-a-kind piece of American numismatic history. Alright, so how can you tell if you've got a valuable 1982 one dime on your hands? First, you'll want to inspect it closely for signs of errors. Here are a few things to look for: weight and composition. A regular 1982 dime weighs about 2.27 grams. If your dime feels heavier or lighter, it could be an error coin struck on the wrong planchet. If it's made of copper, it might be worth big money. ***, look for misstrikes. ***, a misaligned or double-struck design could make your dime incredibly valuable. Check the details carefully, especially the date and the president's image. Coins in pristine condition are always worth more. If your 1982 dime has been well preserved, it could be worth significantly more than its face value, especially if it's a rare version with a minting mistake. ***, get it certified. ***, if you believe you found a rare 1982 dime, it's a good idea to have it graded by a professional. Companies like PCGS or NGC can grade the coin and certify its authenticity. A certified coin with the right error can be worth a fortune. Rare coins like the 1982 one dime are a hot commodity in today's coin market. There are coin investors, private collectors, and auction houses all competing to acquire these valuable coins. The market for rare coins has never been more competitive, and as more and more people become interested in coin collecting, prices continue to rise. Coins that once went unnoticed are now in high demand, and the 1982 one dime is one of those coins that collectors dream of owning. In fact, some collectors are even speculating that the value of these rare dimes could increase over time. As fewer of these coins are discovered, their value will only continue to rise. If you have a 1982 one dime with an error, now might just be the perfect time to get it appraised and sold. So, there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1982 one dime coin. What seemed like a simple dime has turned into one of the most valuable coins in the world, thanks to rare minting errors. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare error coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. If you learned something new today or found this video fascinating, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you can stay updated on more awesome coin discoveries like this one. And if you found any rare coins of your own, drop a comment below, we'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy coin hunting, and remember, there's treasure to be found everywhere, sometimes even in your pocket. Next 1978 1 dime United States of America today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins, hidden treasures, and history, you've come to the right place. Today, we have something incredible to talk about, the 1978 1 dime from the United States of America. At first glance, it might seem like just another dime, but this little coin hides a huge secret. What secret, you ask? It could be worth a staggering $9.6 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, a dime worth millions. In today's video, we'll dive deep into its history, how it ended up being worth so much, and how you can spot this elusive treasure in your own collection. Stick with us, and let's get started. First, let's start with the basics. The 1978 1 dime, like other dimes, has a diameter of just 17.91 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams. It features the famous portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, designed by the talented engraver John R. Sinek. On the reverse, you can see a design featuring a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, values that are central to the American spirit. But here's the thing. While most 1978 dimes are still worth 10 cents, some of them are worth far more. In fact, a very rare error from this year has turned this seemingly ordinary dime into an extraordinary piece of American numismatic history. To really understand why the 1978 1 dime could fetch such a high price, we need to take a look at the context and the history surrounding the coin. The Roosevelt dime series was introduced in 1946, following the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The idea was to honor Roosevelt for his contributions to the country, especially his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The 1978 edition was minted as part of this ongoing tribute to Roosevelt. But, as with many coins, it's the errors and variations that can really make a coin stand out and become highly sought after in the collector world. In the case of the 1978 dime, there's one particular error that collectors are absolutely obsessed with, the double die obverse. This error, which occurs during the minting process, happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts or misaligns slightly, causing the images on the coin to be doubled in certain areas. Now, let's get into the heart of why this error is such a big deal. The double die obverse error creates a noticeable duplication of certain features on the obverse of the coin, particularly around Roosevelt's image and the text, Liberty and, In God We Trust. When you look closely, you'll see a slight doubling of the outlines, especially in the finer details like the nose, lips, and even the letters. It's an extremely subtle error, but when you know what you're looking for, it's unmistakable. Finding a 1978 dime with this double die can be quite tricky. But if you do, you're holding a rare and highly valuable coin that could potentially be worth millions of dollars. And here's the kicker, even though the minting error is incredibly rare, it's not the only factor that determines a coin's value. So, what exactly makes a 1978 1 dime with this error worth such a huge amount of money? It's a combination of rarity, demand, and condition. You see, there are only a handful of 1978 dimes with this error in circulation, and as time goes on, fewer of them are found. This increases their value because collectors and investors are always looking for these rare pieces to complete their collections. In fact, the most famous double die obverse 1978 dime was sold at auction for a record-breaking $9.6 million. That's right, a single dime, worth just 10 cents at face value, went for millions. It's a remarkable reminder of how rare errors can completely transform a coin's value. Alright, so let's get practical. How can you spot a rare 1978 1 dime with the double die obverse error in your own collection? Here are some tips to help you identify it. Examine the obverse closely. Start by looking at the word Liberty and the year 1978. Check for doubling in the letters and numbers. The error is typically most noticeable here, so pay close attention to any areas that seem to have a second shadow or outline. Look at Roosevelt's profile. The doubling is also visible on Roosevelt's portrait, particularly around his nose, lips, and eye. It's subtle, but if you use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, you'll spot it. Check the coin's condition. As with any rare coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. A well-preserved 1978 dime with this error could be worth exponentially more than one with heavy wear. Remember, finding one of these coins is a long shot, but it's definitely worth taking a closer look at your dimes. Who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's take a moment to understand why rare coins like this 1978 dime can fetch such astronomical prices. The world of numismatics, or coin collecting, is a thriving market, and coins with errors are some of the most prized possessions. The value of these coins isn't just based on their face value, but on their rarity, condition, and demand. Over the years, rare coins like the 1978 double-die obverse dime have become more valuable, not just for collectors, but for investors as well. With each passing year, these coins become harder to find, and the price continues to climb. If you've got a passion for numismatics or if you're thinking of investing in coins, this is definitely an area where your money could grow significantly. Before we wrap up, let me share some tips for anyone interested in starting a coin collection or investing in rare coins. Here's what you need to know. Educate yourself. Knowledge is key when it comes to coin collecting. Study books, attend numismatic conventions, and use online resources to learn about the coins you're collecting. Use magnification tools to identify rare errors like the double-die obverse. Invest in a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. These tools can help you spot those small details that make all the difference. ****, buy from trusted dealers. ***, always buy your coins from reputable dealers or auction houses. They will ensure that you're getting authentic, high-quality coins. ***, preserve your coins. ***, proper storage is essential to maintaining a coin's condition. Use acid-free holders, and keep your coins in a cool, dry place. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 1978 one dime and how it went from a mere 10-cent coin to a multi-million-dollar treasure. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare error coins, you could be holding a small fortune. Thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future coin stories and valuable tips. Until next time, happy collecting, and may you find your next treasure soon. The screen fades to black, displaying the channel's logo and a prompt to subscribe. Next, 1994 one dime United States of America. Today, big worth money coins. Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever come across a coin in your collection and thought, what if this could be worth more than face value? Well, today we have an incredible story about the 1994 USA one dime coin, a coin that could be worth an astounding $7 million. That's not a typo, $7 million. If you think that sounds too good to be true, stick around because we're going to uncover the history, rarity, and potential of this seemingly simple coin. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics before we get into the big money. The 1994 one dime is a 10-cent coin that was produced by the U.S. Mint. It features the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who has graced this coin since its introduction in 1946. On the reverse, you'll see a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. A perfect representation of what the dime stands for. Standard issue dimes are minted in copper nickel, which gives the coin its iconic shiny, silver-like appearance. But, what makes the 1994 dime so special isn't just its design. Let's talk about its rarity, because this is where the story gets fascinating. To understand the true value of the 1994 one dime, we need to appreciate a bit of history. The one dime coin has been in circulation since 1796, and through its history, there have been countless varieties and designs. However, the 1994 dime stands out not because of any dramatic change in design or minting process, but because of the rarities and errors that emerged that year. Coin collectors know that it's not just about having a coin from a certain year, it's about the rarity and the imperfections. And when it comes to the 1994 one dime, it's the minting errors that made it stand apart and start commanding big bucks. So, let's get to the exciting part. Why exactly is the 1994 one dime worth $7 million? Well, folks, here's the secret: minting errors. The US Mint, like any manufacturing process, sometimes makes mistakes. And when those mistakes happen in small quantities, it creates rarities that are highly valuable. The most valuable 1994 dimes are those with striking errors, the result of mistakes made during the minting process. Some of the most famous errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks. These mistakes, which seem like imperfections, actually make the coin much more desirable to collectors. Double strikes happen when the coin is struck twice by the same die, either in the same or slightly misaligned position, creating a blurred or doubled image. When collectors find such coins, their value skyrockets because of how rare and unique they are. Imagine holding a 1994 dime with an unmistakable double strike. That could be worth millions. Now, you might be thinking, so what makes the 1994 one dime different from any other dime? Well, it's not just the mistakes, it's the limited quantities of dimes that were struck with these errors. In a typical year, millions of dimes are produced. But a mistake like this? That's rare. There weren't that many error coins in circulation in 1994, and that scarcity makes the coin highly prized. Many coins with off-center strikes are also extremely rare, and depending on how far off-center the strike is, it can drastically increase the value of the coin. If you've ever found one of these, you might be holding a rare treasure. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1994 one dime? Let me walk you through some essential things to look for if you want to spot a potential $7 million coin. Closely inspect your coin for minting errors. Is the design blurry, or does it appear double-struck? Double strikes can happen when a coin is struck more than once by the same die. It could also appear that the image is overlapping, which would indicate a rare mistake. Also, check the edges. Sometimes coins are struck off-center, and that can drastically change the look of the coin. Condition is everything. Coins in mint state or those with little wear and tear are always more valuable. Even a minor flaw can make the coin much more valuable than a regular circulated dime. Always check if the details of Roosevelt and the symbols on the reverse are still sharp and clear. So, if you think you've got a rare 1994 one dime, the next step is selling it. But before you do that, I highly recommend having it appraised by a professional. A coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, can help determine the quality and authenticity of your coin. Once graded, you can sell your rare dime at auction houses specializing in rare coins. You might even want to check out online auction platforms or specialized coin forums where collectors gather. The value of minting errors can skyrocket, especially if there's auction competition. Collectors and investors are always looking for the next big find. Rare coins, especially those with minting mistakes, tend to appreciate in value as time goes on. It's not just about the coin's historical significance, it's about owning something unique and rare. The 1994 one dime coin is highly sought after because of its rarity and the mystique that surrounds these minting errors. Over time, the number of available error coins continues to shrink, and as demand grows, so does the price. So, the next time you're going through your collection, or you happen to find a 1994 dime in your pocket change, remember that it could be worth millions. The $7,001,994 one dime is a reminder that rare coins are out there, waiting to be discovered. If you've got one with a minting error, you could be holding a small fortune. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin story. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? We'd love to hear your experiences. Until next time, happy hunting. Next 1965 one dime United States of America today big worth money coins. Could a dime in your pocket be worth thousands? or even millions? What if I told you the 1965 USA 1 dime is more than just loose change? Today, we'll uncover why this dime, with a total face value of $159 million across all minted coins, is a hidden treasure in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a collector or just curious, this is a story you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. Let's set the stage. It's the mid-1960s in America. The country is booming, but there's a growing crisis, a coin shortage. At the same time, the price of silver is soaring. The U.S. Mint made a bold decision in 1965 to replace silver with a new, more affordable copper-nickel-clad composition for dimes, quarters, and half dollars. This was a monumental change, as for decades, American coins had been. The 1965 dime was the first of its kind, setting the precedent for modern U.S. coinage. But the transition wasn't without its hiccups. Some silver planchets, blanks left over from 1964, accidentally found their way into the production line, creating the rare and highly coveted 1965 silver dime. So why is the 1965 dime such a big deal? Let's break it down. This dime was the start of a new era in U.S. coinage, making it historically significant. Era coins are like hidden gems in the numismatic world. The silver 1965 dime is one of the most sought-after era coins. These dimes are incredibly rare, with only a handful known to exist. One such dime sold for over $9,000 at auction, proving that even a tiny mistake can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. Even regular 1965 dimes can be worth much more than their face value if they're in pristine condition. Coins graded MS-65 or higher often sell for significant premiums. Here's the jaw-dropping part: the U.S. Mint produced over 1.6 billion dimes in 1965. That's right, 1.6 billion. If you add up their total face value, you get an astonishing $159 million, enough to fund entire states at the time. Asterisk, all of these dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark back then. So, if your 1965 dime doesn't have a mint mark, don't worry, it's supposed to be that way. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a valuable 1965 dime. It's all about the details. Silver 1965 dimes weigh 2.5 grams, while the clad versions weigh 2.27 grams. A simple kitchen scale can help you check this. Look for errors like off-center strikes, doubled dies, or any unusual markings. These errors make coins highly collectible. Coins in mint state condition are worth far more than circulated ones. A professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can help determine your coin's grade. Asterisk, if you're a collector, add it to your collection as a historical artifact. If you want to sell, take it to a professional appraiser or list it in an auction. Rare error dimes fetch top dollar, especially with certified grading. Remember, the numismatic market thrives on rarity and demand. A silver 1965 dime or one with unique errors could easily fetch thousands. Asterisk, the 1965 USA 1 dime isn't just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of a pivotal moment in American history. Its production marked the transition from precious metals to modern coinage, and its rare errors make it a treasure for collectors. Whether you find one in a jar of old coins or come across one at a flea market, the 1965 dime is proof that even small things can hold big stories. Asterisk, so, the next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at your dimes. That little coin might just be your ticket to a big payday. Have you found a rare or valuable coin? Share your story in the comments below, I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a treasure hunt. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.